Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel all around the world. But this time, don't skip the first few seconds of this video, because what happened at the BTS Mexico City concert in May 2026 truly made the K-pop world lose control. Imagine this, just a few seconds after Kim Taehyung's face appeared on a giant screen with his blonde hair and cold aura, the entire stadium instantly exploded into hysteria. Crying, screaming, even the body-to-body moment between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook immediately went viral worldwide. But what made ARMY the most emotional was when Kim Taehyung suddenly spoke in Spanish and made an entire stadium suddenly fall silent and then cry together. In this video, we will discuss Kim Taehyung's viral performance, the emotional chemistry between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook, the cowboy fashion that became globally trending, and even the shocking fact about the sea of ARMY outside the stadium who kept singing without tickets. So before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell right now. And don't forget to make this video go viral so the world continues to see the kindness and extraordinary aura of Kim Taehyung, who once again made millions of people fall in love in just one night. This is no longer just a concert. This already feels like a massive emotional explosion. That sentence became one of the most viral comments only minutes after the first night of BTS's concert in Mexico City began shaking the stadium in May 2026. Even before the first song started, thousands of ARMY were already crying, screaming, and hugging each other as if they knew they were becoming part of a huge historical moment. And when the main camera finally focused on Kim Taehyung's face on the giant screen, the atmosphere completely changed. The stadium exploded. The cheers sounded like a sound earthquake that shook the entire arena. Many fans admitted they got chills within the first 3 seconds of his appearance. The question now is, how can one person make tens of thousands of people lose control just by standing silently on stage? That night truly felt more like a global cultural phenomenon rather than just an ordinary music performance. From the moment the stadium lights turned on and the sea of purple light sticks filled the stands, the atmosphere instantly became something difficult to explain with ordinary words. Thousands of voices united in singing, cheering, and emotional tears that never stopped throughout the night. Even outside the stadium, the echoes of BTS songs could still be clearly heard across different corners of the city, creating an atmosphere that felt alive with one shared rhythm. ARMY in Mexico once again proved why they are called one of the most energetic and emotional fandoms in the world. Many viral videos on social media showed fans outside the venue, still singing together even without tickets. Some were even willing to stand for hours just to hear the concert from far away. However, the center of attention that night still belonged to Kim Taehyung. When he appeared with blonde hair covered by a bandana while holding a red microphone in the middle of the purple ocean of lights, the stadium atmosphere turned into total hysteria. His appearance felt like the real definition of the transformation of a global artist who has grown far beyond the image of an ordinary idol. Kim Taehyung gaze looked calm, almost cold, but that was exactly where his magnetism came from. He did not need excessive movements to steal attention. His charisma filled the stadium simply by standing there and looking at the audience for a few extra seconds. Many fans immediately connected that appearance to the legendary sentence he once said years ago, "Look forward to my appearance when I become an adult." And now, millions of people felt like they were witnessing the answer to those words directly. Taehyung is no longer just a popular K-pop idol. He has transformed into a global fashion icon, a symbol of modern stage charisma, and a cultural figure whose influence continues to expand across different countries. Many fans even called his Mexico City stage aura one of the best performances throughout the 2026 tour. What made the public talk about him even more was a fashion detail Kim Taehyung wore that night. He appeared in an oversized brown-toned shirt combined with ripped loose jeans and cowboy-style shoes typical of Mexico. The combination looked simple, but it gave an extremely strong impression. Many fans call the style a perfect blend between a world superstar and a warm, down-to-earth street charm. On social media, his photos instantly spread everywhere, accompanied by comments saying Taehyung looked too natural for someone considered a global icon. There is something in the way he carries himself that makes the audience feel close to him, even though they are actually looking at one of the most famous artists in the world. But that night was not only about visuals and fashion. One of the moments that made the stadium erupt the most was the interaction between Jungkook and Taehyung on stage. Their chemistry felt incredibly strong, even without much dialogue. Jungkook performed with explosive energy in his signature style, while Taehyung maintained his cool and relaxed aura that kept cameras pointing toward him. When the song played and their movements looked synchronized, the stadium was instantly filled with hysterical screams. Many fans called their body-to-body moment one of the most perfect parts of the concert that night. Videos of their interaction immediately went viral within minutes, triggering thousands of emotional comments from global fans. Not a few ARMY believed that their synchronization on stage was not something spontaneous. Small movements, brief eye contact, and the timing of their interactions looked far too smooth to be called coincidence. And it is exactly those tiny details that make the stage connection between Jungkook and Taehyung feel so powerful in the eyes of fans. They were not just performing as group members, but like two different energies perfectly completing each other on a giant stage. But among all the cheers and explosive energy that night, there was one moment that suddenly made the stadium silent. Taehyung tried speaking in Spanish to Mexican ARMY. There was no loud music, no giant stage effects. Just Taehyung's voice and tens of thousands of people listening with complete attention. Even though the sentence he said was simple, the effort to speak in a local language made the atmosphere turn deeply personal and emotional. When Taehyung said that ARMY are the reason for his life and that he truly loves Mexican ARMY, thousands of fans instantly cried and screamed together. Many cameras captured audience members covering their faces while crying emotionally. It was no longer just a concert closing speech. It felt like a sincere conversation between a global artist and the fans who had waited so long to meet him again. And in an entertainment industry often considered too full of image building, moments like that felt extremely rare and genuine. After the huge performance ended, one of the simplest moments actually became the favorite of many fans. Jungkook and Taehyung were seen walking side by side toward backstage without giant spotlights or explosive visual effects. There was no dramatic effort, no exaggerated scene. Just two world superstars casually walking after successfully creating a night that tens of thousands of people would never forget. Their long shadows across the stage floor seemed to symbolize BTS's own long journey, from young trainees once doubted by many, to now becoming a global group capable of shaking stadiums around the world. What made the first night in Mexico City feel even more phenomenal was the energy coming from outside the stadium. Not every fan managed to enter, but that did not stop their spirit. Many ARMYs still gathered around the venue, singing together, dancing, even climbing higher areas just to hear BTS more clearly. Songs like Dynamite echoed beyond the concert area, creating an atmosphere that felt like an emotional festival for the entire city. Mexico City did not sleep that night. The city lived under one shared name, BTS. This phenomenon once again proved that BTS has surpassed the limits of the ordinary music industry. They're not just a famous K-pop group, but a global cultural symbol capable of uniting millions of people from different languages, countries, and backgrounds. Each member has their own color and strength, and that is exactly what keeps BTS standing at the top until now. Taehyung with his extraordinary visual and stage aura, Jungkook with his explosive energy and vocals, and the other members who continue delivering surprises at every concert. Everything combines into a power that is difficult for any modern generation group to rival. And maybe it is true, the first night of BTS in Mexico City was not just an ordinary concert. It was a night when thousands of people went home with hoarse voices, with eyes, emotions still unsettled, and one shared thought. They had just witnessed something they would most likely talk about for the rest of their lives. And maybe after that night in Mexico City, the world finally realized that Kim Taehyung is not just an idol or the visual of BTS, but a figure capable of making an entire stadium cry, scream hysterically, and get chills with just one look and a few simple words. According to you, ARMY, which moment made you the most emotional? When Taehyung appeared with his blonde hair, the body-to-body moment with Jungkook, or when Taehyung spoke in Spanish until the entire stadium suddenly fell silent? Write your opinions in the comment section right now. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if if you enjoy content like this. But if you don't like it, feel free to skip it because Taehyung lovers never forces anyone. And don't forget to make this video go viral so the world continues to see the sincerity and extraordinary aura of Kim Taehyung, who once again managed to touch millions of hearts in just one night. Keep following the next viral Kim Taehyung news only on Taehyung Lovers, because many ARMY believe that after Mexico City, there are still even bigger surprises waiting for BTS on the next stage. Thank you, stay safe, and see you again.